Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Today in the Diddy trial, Cassie's ex-best friend testified against Diddy and told us all the horrible things he did to her and Cassie. For years, Diddy has been telling us that he's a triple OG and an original player. Well, today we found out that Diddy has been lying to us all these years. Bruh, the number one rule in the handbook is be nice to your girl's bestie. Your girl's best friend is the one that's gonna have your back when you mess up. Hey girl, I know Trent did you wrong, but I like him. He's nice. Give him another chance. Girl, give him another call. Girl, I know Trent messed up, but I like him. I know, but he's so nice to me. You should give him a second chance. You always gotta be nice to your girl's best friend, diddler. What were you thinking? I know, but I have a feeling he's never gonna do it again. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Monday night or Tuesday morning. And to my Tuesday morningers, congratulations. We made it through Monday. I know Tuesday still kind of sucks, but at least it's not a Monday. All right, y'all, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have 3 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Donald Trump opening up an investigation against Kamala Harris. Also, Don Richard continues to take the stand and testifies against Diddy. And Cassie's ex-friend also testifies against the diddler. In quick Diddy news, we're going to talk about Diddy paying people to wear free Diddy t-shirts outside the courtroom. Jeez, what a waste of time. In regular quick news, we're going to talk Angel Reese, Donald Trump Jr., Gunna, Joe Bidden, and Jamal Roberts. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Let's start this show. Let's go. Hey guys, I have a little bit of a breaking story for you. I got pictures of Cassie and I have pictures of Diddy's hotel room. Photos of the injury Cassie says she sustained at Diddy's hands have now been entered into exhibits in the case. Here are some of the most compelling photos for you. Now, I cannot show you every single picture because some of them are too graphic for YouTube. I will post all of them up on our Formerly Out Loud Instagram page, FORMALLY Out Loud on Instagram. But here is the first one with her swollen lip. Here is one with her back. There's some bruising. Here is one with a cut over her eye. This is the one that's really bad. It's blanked out here or whatever, smeared out so you can't see it. Yo, it is so deep and so open. Like it needs stitches. You have to go to the Instagram page and see it. It's so crazy. This guy, anyways, this is ridiculous. Yeah, go check those out. Now, here are the pictures from his hotel room. Now, before I play you the pictures of the hotel room, I don't understand this. Just keep in mind something, okay? Diddy gets let me just set this up for you to tell you how stupid Diddy is. Diddy has a civil case brought to him with Cassie. He's like, oh, I'm not talking to you, but you put it out. She puts it out. He pays her $20 million the next day to shut it up. More civil cases come out about him, freak offs, doing all of this stuff. The police raid his home in Los Angeles. His home in Miami and New York. Raid it. We all see it. This was in May, June, July, August. Diddy is said to be talking to the feds, knowing the feds that he's under investigation and that he probably will be arrested at any time or at any day. He has said that he was cooperating. He even said to him, I'll hand in my passports. And Diddy was in a hotel room, and look at what he had in this hotel room with him. Knowing every single thing, Cassie, the civil cases, and the feds. Look at what this man has in his hotel, people. Now, again, there's a lot that I can't show you. Go to our Instagram page and you can see all of it. I can't obviously show you the DRUG, but there's a lot of it, all right, in little baggies and stuff. It's crazy. Why would you have this? Baby oil bottles. Like, they seized your baby oil bottles. Why would you have this? This guy's crazy. Hard drives? What's the hard drive for? And like I said, there's DRUG. Anyways, go to our Instagram page and check it out after you watch the show. Really, really nuts, man. Diddy, he's just not all there. But you know what? I keep saying that he's not all there. It's because Diddy thinks he can't be touched. That's what it is. He thinks he's Mr. Untouchable. Like anything goes. Like the rules don't apply to him. Anyways, enjoy the show. Our first lead story. Donald Trump demands investigation into Kamala Harris's campaign performers. He says they were corrupt and unlawful. All right, just want to give you guys a little bit of a different start today because we've been talking about Diddy for the past 2 weeks. So I went and found out what's going on with the Trumpster. President Donald Trump announced on Truth Social that he is calling for a major investigation into artists performing during Vice President Kamala Harris campaign events. In his post, Trump specifically called out Beyonce and Bruce Springsteen, alleging that they accepted payments to perform at Harris's campaign rallies. He also questioned whether Oprah and Bono received compensation for their involvement. Other presidential candidates have hosted celebrity performances covering production costs and event-related expenses rather than paying personal fees in compliance with Federal Election Commission regulation. Some of Trump's notable performers during his campaign included Kid Rock and Gretchen Wilson. All right, I'll read you guys exactly what Trump put out. It starts in all capital letters. How much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he's such a fan of hers? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? And how much went to Oprah and Bono? I am going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did under the disguise of paying for entertainment. In addition, this was a very expensive and desperate effort to artificially build up her sparse crowds. I honestly think that Donald Trump is upset of all the attention that Diddy is getting and all the media is focused on Diddy. And he's just trying to bring up things to be like, hey, talk about me. On that note, let's go to Diddy. Our second lead story. Diddy would threaten people that they would be unalived if they don't listen, says Dawn Richards. All right, Dawn has taken a stand once again. On Friday night's special episode, I let you guys know that she might be continuing. I think on Friday, she only ended off with, but she was only up there for about 20 minutes. She continued today, and it was very damning. For those of you who don't know all the details, Dawn is more there to prove the RICO charge and less the SA and SCX trafficking charges. So this is what Dawn had to say, and it wasn't good. Diddy's defense attorney, Nicole Westmoreland, was cross-examining Richard and doing her best to poke holes in her testimony. Westmoreland grilled Richards about her allegations Diddy made unaliving threats, pointing out Richard met with prosecution several times without mentioning that. She also got Richards to admit that she's never seen Diddy wave, load, or cock a GUN, and said the singer had been inconsistent on whether she ever saw anyone pay Diddy's DRUG dealer. The Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard testified for the prosecution in the Diddy trial and says if he didn't get his way, people would go missing. Prosecutors were clearly honing in on the racketeering charges against Diddy. As Richards was asked what she thought Diddy meant by that, Richard replied that people would be unalived. Richard was also called to buttress Cassie's testimony last week. Dawn testified how she personally observed Diddy putting hands on Cassie. The prosecutor followed up with this question. What would prompt these acts of violence? Over the defense objection, Richards testified when she would speak up for herself. Richards recounted an event in 2009 where she said Diddy put hands on Cassie in her face, giving her a swollen eye, then attended an event in Central Park a short time later, and Cassie wore sunglasses, presumably to hide the injury, as did Dawn. When the prosecutors asked Dawn why she herself was wearing sunglasses, she replied, solidarity. However, she did say there were limits to how involved they would get into Diddy and Cassie's relationship because I asked myself, if he did that to somebody who he supposedly loves, what would he do to an employee? So I approached Mr. Combs with softness. Prosecutors also asked Dawn about DRUG and GUN. She testified Diddy would get all his DRUG, and that she listed all the different DRUGs that he would take. And she said he got it all from one man. As she puts it, he had it all, including Plan B and birth control. She added, Diddy kept all the DRUG in a Louis Vuitton toiletry bag that went everywhere from domestic to overseas. As for weapons, Dawn said she saw Diddy carrying GUNs in his lower back and also saw his security guard, D-Rock, and Bonds with GUNs. All right, so maybe it's just me, but I'm starting to feel like the prosecution is getting a tad bit repetitive. They brought up a special agent that already testified about the DRUGs that they found in the hotel room. Cassie already spoke about it. And there's somebody else who already had said something about it. I think it was the guy in the CNN video, the security guy at the Intercontinental Hotel. So I understand that the prosecution has to hammer home stuff, but the defense keeps on objecting to being repetitive. Like we just keep driving home this fact, and this fact that, yes, we understand that he's on DRUG. So I feel like they're getting a little repetitive in that sense. But other than that, I feel like the prosecution is doing an amazing job of laying out everything and how they have the witnesses one after the other. You literally can see the puzzle getting made in front of our eyes as the days go on. You know, the first day or so, it was like, what is this? I don't see this. I don't see anything. And then as Cassie had her second day, and then you saw the witness, and now you see Dawn, and I'm going to talk to you about Cassie's friend, you start to see the pattern, and you start to see the person who Diddy was. And racketeering, the RICO case, is really all about Bad Boy Entertainment, Sean John, and all of Diddy's companies being used to do criminal activity. And criminal activity, DRUG, forcing Dawn to do things that she didn't want to, also forcing Cassie to do things that she didn't want to. So it's really starting to come together. The only thing that still has a little bit ways to go is the SCX trafficking with fraud, force, or coercion. But I already spoke with you guys about that on Friday, where we have to just accept that we're not going to see any proof of that. We're only going to see testimony, and Cassie did a good job at her testimony on that. And, you know, we'll see what else is going to come up. We still have 5 more weeks. Oh yeah, we're in our 5th week. So, you know, we still have 5 more weeks of that. But Dawn's testimony really did a good job of driving home the racketeering and conspiracy. You cannot have your employees seeing these kind of things. Like one thing with the DV, the Diddy putting hands on Cassie, that's one thing when they're alone to be like, oh, that's something that just between us, that's our relationship. Yes, that's wrong, but we did it to each other. In a work environment with your employees around, like, I don't understand what this guy was thinking. That's why I keep on telling y'all, this guy is sick in his head. Forget about the breaking the law. There's people who break the law every day. This man has a mental disorder. Like, he is deranged. Like, what are you doing? I just don't understand. And we're only at week 5. Crazy. So, yes, the defense did an okay job at poking holes. Like, did you see him holding, loading, or cocking a GUN? No, but I saw it in his waist. Like, okay, well, we already know that when they raided his house in LA, they found 3 GUNs, right, with the serial number 6 shaved off. So we didn't really need Don's testimony when it comes to that. So I don't know why the defense is trying to poke holes. Like, we already know, bro. We have the evidence there. Anyways, I think Dawn did a good job. I was also hearing that for those of you who think that Dawn didn't do such a great job and there's a lot more that she could have done, I did hear a lot of people saying that. The defense had a sidebar with the judge, and there was a lot of things that Dawn said in her civil case and that she said openly to people, but the defense didn't allow it to be admitted for this case because you're only allowed to testify on things for RICO, SEX trafficking and coercion and stuff. You cannot just be testified. We talked about that already, right? We can't talk too much about bad acts. We have to talk about what these charges are. We can't just sit down and say all of the stuff that he's been doing. At this point, they could charge Diddy with every single criminal code that's in the book, but they chose to do these three. So if any of you guys are wondering, hey, she said a lot more in her civil case. The defense did their job. That's what they're getting paid millions of dollars a month for, $3 million a month, I've heard. And that's why her testimony was a little bit limited. But I still think she did a good job. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our third lead story, Cassie's ex-friend Carrie Morgan testifies, I saw sober Diddy putting hands on Cassie. Very, very, very huge breakthrough, I feel, that the prosecution made today with Cassie's best friend. Let's take a listen. Carrie Morgan, a former friend of Cassie Ventura's, just testified for the prosecution in the Diddy trial, and she said she saw Diddy putting hands on Cassie twice and claims both times he was sober. Carrie took to the stand Monday in Diddy's SEX trafficking trial in New York City, and she told the jury one of the occasions she saw Diddy putting hands on Cassie was at Diddy's house in Los Angeles. She said Diddy kicked Cassie, and when she told one of Diddy's security guards to do something about it, he refused. She said she left the house with Cassie, and they hid outside at a neighbor's house. Morgan testified another time she saw Diddy putting hands on Cassie was on a trip to Jamaica in 2013, when she says she saw Diddy drag Cassie by her hair. She also said she saw Diddy push Cassie to the ground. She said she hit her head on the brick and thought Cassie was KO'd. She told the jury Diddy was sober on both occasions, which is notable because it looks like his defense was seemingly trying to blame some of the alleged violence on his DRUG and over drinking. Carrie even testified that Diddy put hands on her, and that's why she's no longer friends with Cassie. She says they were close from 2001 until 2018, but now they don't speak. Morgan said Diddy put hands on her in 2018 at Cassie's apartment. She said Diddy let himself into Cassie's place while Ventura used the bathroom, approaching Morgan from behind and putting hands on her before throwing a wooden hanger at her head. She said Diddy wanted to know who Cassie was cheating on him with, but she had no idea. Carrie testified she planned to sue Diddy, but didn't file because he paid her $30,000. She said she signed an NDA and hasn't spoken to Cassie since. She told the jury she met Cassie in 2001 when they were modeling in New York City. Cassie didn't drink or do any DRUG. She claimed the DRUG use began after she started dating Diddy in 2007. Carrie testified she traveled the world with Cassie and Diddy, with Diddy providing them with a bunch of DRUGs. She told the jury Diddy often yelled at Cassie, talking down to her about her looks and her friends, which made Cassie lose her confidence and spark. She said Diddy would blow up her and Cassie's phone looking for Ventura, sometimes calling 50 times in a row. She also said Diddy and his staff would call her to reach Cassie. Diddy's defense team appears to be a bit more aggressive, with Nicole Westmoreland questioning Monday compared to Anna cross-examination of Cassie last week. Yo, the fact that Diddy put hands on Cassie's friend and paid her off the $30,000 and had her signed an NDA, bro. Like, and the fact that she said, yo, he was doing this while he was sober, it throws everything that the defense is trying to say about Diddy. Like, oh, well, you know, his intentions, you cannot judge his intentions because he was on DRUG. Oh, it was this, it was that. This man was sober, acting a fool, calling 50 times, using his company, using his personal assistants, which plays into RICO, and then puts hands on her? Bro, now we're starting to see a little bit more groundwork with the force, fraud, and coercion, right? not being sober. Your friends see it. You're calling people down. You're forcing your way into somebody's house. You're asking your friends you're asking her friends what she is doing. Is she cheating on me? That is indirectly and lays the groundwork for force, fraud, and coercion. Telling you, prosecutions, if you ask me, they did a really, really good job today. Listen to this. What else her friend said. This is part 2 of lead story number 3. Diddy tried breaking down the door with a hammer after the LA hotel incident. We have seen this CNN hotel incident literally 100 times. We've been talking about it for the past 6 months. Now to find out, after that happened, he's coming over and badgering Cassie even more? Yo, this guy is crazy, dog. Cassie's former friend, Kerry Morgan, says Diddy came looking for Cassie after he put hands on her in the LA hotel, showing up at Cassie's apartment armed with a hammer. What is this guy thinking? Kerry recalls her involvement in the infamous Intercontinental Hotel incident, telling the jury she was staying at Cassie's apartment in March 2016 ahead of a movie premiere when Cassie came home with a black eye. Morgan said around 30 minutes after Cassie came home, Diddy showed up at the front door, banging on the door with a hammer. Kerry said she peeped through the peephole and was terrified at the sight of Diddy's hammering away at the door, telling the jury Cassie looked numb and sat on the couch. Morgan told the jury she didn't think Cassie cared if Diddy came in and unalived her or not. Ultimately, Kerry said Diddy did not gain entry into the apartment and left. The police showed up. She says Cassie didn't want to cooperate with the police and they left. The incident played out over surveillance cameras at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, blah, 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 blah. Wow. Oh my gosh. This man showed up with a hammer, guys, to Cassie's door. After that, I don't know what to say. Normally, you know me, I always have something to say. What do you say about this man? How do you defend that? His defense team tells the jury in opening statements, what you see on that tape is indefensible. But what you see is a relationship that is just has its issues with a man and a woman putting hands on each other. And that's not what Mr. Combs was on trial for. I think we may have gone a little bit past that knowing this today. Like, there's one thing to, hey, we don't know what happened in that room. She was trying to leave. He came out, took her bag, took her phone. We all see what happened in front of there. The security guard comes out. Hey, Mr. Combs. Like, okay, bro, you're supposed to calm down now. You're just on a surveillance tape. You see that the security guard has come up. You know things have gone bad now, right? Diddy has said that. We heard it on day one. The guy who came back to the door. Diddy tried to give him money. They started talking about the vase. Diddy knows there's cameras. Even with that, you're telling me you cannot calm yourself down enough and to think, holy cow, I might have gotten myself in some serious trouble. You're like, nah, cool. I'm going to go back to Cassie's apartment with a hammer on the door. Whew. They need to lock Diddy up in the craziest jail possible to make him like, this is, I don't know what to say. Y'all let me know what you think about this. If you ask me, the case is done. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm speechless. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick Diddy news. Ring my bell. Free Diddy protesters being paid $20 to stand outside and wear a free Diddy t-shirt. I hope I or nobody I know will ever get to a point in life where we got to wear a free Diddy t-shirt for $20. $20 an hour? Yo, McDonald's is always hiring, yo. This is nuts. A woman says she just got recruited to wear a free Diddy t-shirt. They're allegedly making $20 an hour to stand outside the courtroom. Apparently, it is a meme coin that's called Free Diddy. Give me a break. Here is a video. Take a look.
Why do you feel that way?
So these are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right? I refuse. You said no. It wasn't worth the.
Now, this isn't new. I actually had this to tell you guys on my Friday night episode, but I think I accidentally erased it out my phone and I forgot to tell you guys. But this has been going on for a while. Now, if you guys remember, I think it was during jury selection where I was saying to you, hey, I feel like there are more and more Diddy supporters. I feel like he is winning some people over. You kind of see them in the comment section. You see them a little bit more at trial. And I told you a couple of my friends that I know that are there and a couple of people that I have been telling me the same thing. And I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but it's coming to light now that Diddy has paying people to wear free Diddy t-shirts. And there's also another story I heard that he has a $4 million deal with some publicists and they're paying off blogs and trying to like reframe the narrative in the public. And I am in such disbelief that Sean Diddy Combs is on trial for his life. He is a 55-year-old man. If he gets charged with these 3 counts, he will never see the light of day again. That's it. And you mean to tell me he's still thinking about his public perception? We all are seeing what's going on in the trial, Diddy. Why are you on blogs trying to get people to think that you're innocent? The 12 people that are in that courtroom are the only people who care. Like, sorry, not the only people who care, but they're the only people's opinions who matter. That's it. I've been saying this from before this trial started. For those of you who were following me from before, I could never understand Diddy's marketing campaign to try to make himself look innocent. I don't get it. I understood it before they arrested him. After they arrested him, I was like, yo, Diddy, and trust me, you guys remember me saying this because by the time you got arrested, a lot of you were on watching this podcast. I have said repeatedly, Diddy should get off social media. He should get off of the public eye and just get out of Dodge, bro. I would never go outside. I would Uber Eats everything and bring all my family to come inside. I think this just makes him look even worse. Now we're finding out there's bots and people paying. Like, Diddy, your image is done. It's over, bro. I know you have a hard time accepting that because you've been famous for 30 years, but it is over. It's it. Accept it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. All right, this is a tweet from Robert Griffin III. After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul, gosh, that's a tongue twister. After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue to lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. This is not some basketball rivalry hate. This is hate. Tell me that's not verbatim what I said yesterday. I love when I come on here and I say something and then it hits mainstream media and people are talking about it and they say the same thing. Listen, I love both of the ladies. I love everything that it's doing for the WNBA, but please do not try to tell me that y'all don't like each other, that y'all like each other and this is just basketball. Caitlin Clark does not like Angel Reese, and Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's just what it is. It is what it is. For those of you who didn't see yesterday's episode, we played for you their game on Saturday, and Caitlin literally stopped her from going to an open net layup. Like, she would have literally just got 2 points. It happens in every single basketball game. Like, Caitlin swiped Angel's hand, knocked the ball out. Yes, Angel fell on the floor, but it looked like she took in a little bit extra of a tumble, and she got up and she was going after Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark just walked away saying, hey, I want no problems. Because Caitlin Clark, she might hate her, but Caitlin does not want no problem with Angel Reese, because that would just be a whole other problem, right? But hilarious. The hatred is real, and I'm glad I was vindicated. I'm glad I was vindicated, and more people are now saying that. See? Trent Out Loud podcast, yo. We know everything what's going on in pop culture. Our second quick story. Donald Trump Jr. is an a-hole. And no, that is not the headline, but I'm making it my headline, all right? So I'm sure most of you have heard by now, we broke it in yesterday's podcast, that Joe Biden has officially been diagnosed with cancer. That's a cancer that's spreading to his bones. And Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out this. What I want to know is, how did Dr. Jill Biden miss stage 5 cancer, or is this yet another cover-up? Baller Alert retweeted and said, crazy thought, but maybe Dr. Jill Biden missed the diagnosis because her doctorate is in education, not oncology. She's more equipped to grade essays than read MRIs. Now, yesterday, when we broke the story, I told you, I said, listen, this literally just came out 5 minutes as we were about to wrap. We stuck it in breaking news. And I said that I would look more into it and let you guys follow up tomorrow. But with even in the first 5 or 10 minutes, I knew that the ugliness was going to come out and this was going to turn political. Now, to Donald Trump Sr., President Trump, he had some pleasant things to say. Hey, we heard about Joe Biden. Myself and Melania are looking, wishing our best, et cetera, et cetera. We hope they're, a speedy recovery for Joe. But Junior, and that's probably by way of Trump, was like, yo, say this. And now it's turned into this political thing. How long have they known? You don't normally just find something out like this. Look, I get it. You guys know I try my best to see both sides. And at the end of the day, you're a political figure. This is what comes with it, unfortunately. I do just think that it's very, very sad to... I just think it's sad to see such a beautiful country stoop to things like this. There's so much more political things to go on, even with Joe's cognitive ability. Go on that. Okay. We all saw the debates. I feel like that's up for free game. There's a book that's coming out, or I think maybe it just came out last week. And you want to talk about that cover up? I'm all down for it. But the man has cancer, yo, anyways, I'm sure some of you might agree because he was the president. You should have let us know and don't cover it up. But I just feel like there's a time and place. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Young Thug seemingly reacts to Gunna covering up his YSL tattoo. And Young Thug wrote, he said it must end. Laugh out loud. Young Thug's Instagram account popped up on the comments underneath a post by Our Generation Music, where fans pointed out that Gunna appears to have covered up his YSL tattoo on his arm. All right, here is a picture, and you'll see on the left the YSL tattoo, and then on the right you'll see the cover up. We haven't heard that much from Gunna. I kind of forgot about their beef. Now, I don't know. Was this? Anyways, I don't know how many of you were watching when Gunna was alleged to have been snitching, but I was one of the people that was like, "Yo, give it a chance. It might be snitching. It might not. It could be something that's orchestrated, and maybe Young Thug knows what Gunna is doing, and it's like a backdoor thing that they're doing, and who knows what happens when the case is over." Looks like it ended up being peaceful-esque. He's making comments. He's putting comments underneath his pictures. Gunna, yes, has taken the tattoo off, but it doesn't seem like there's hatred. It doesn't seem like there's street beef. So I'm still on the side of thinking that this was a defense strategy to get both of them off. Now, I'm not saying they're besties and they're partying behind closed doors, but I just feel like there was some manipulation there between they're both defense teams, and this was a way to get both of them off of their trial. What I'm saying is, don't be surprised if a few years from now, maybe they're on the same project, or they'll have a collab, or you'll see them maybe like whatever under the same roof being cordial with each other. But just nice to see that they're both out. Gunna didn't have to, serve any time because he had a plea deal. Thug is out. He had his 2 years, and it's done with, and it's over. So, talking about that, yes, Diddy, you hired Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele, but trust me, you're not going to have the same fate. Just have to throw that in there. Our fourth quick story. Joe Biden releases a statement following news that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Let's continue to keep him in our prayers. Okay, I should have put this right after the Donald Trump Jr., but I'll have a talk with my producers after. Joe Biden put this out and he said, "Cancer touches us all. Like so many of you, Jill and I have learned that we are strongest in the broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with your love and support." Now, look, we all know if one thing is for certain, one thing is for sure, two things for certain. Joe Biden is strong. He has definitely gone through a lot of adversity in his life. And I don't mean strength in physical. We all know he's 82 years old, has a problem walking up the stairs. But I mean strength in the resilience, right? Everything that's going on with his family and his son and his former wife, et cetera, et cetera. And I do think if anybody can handle this from a strength standpoint and not let it, weigh on him mentally, is Joe Biden. So, look, cancer is the reality, like he says, right? You'll be hard pressed to find somebody in this world who hasn't been affected, or a family member hasn't been affected, or somebody that somebody in the workplace like with cancer, right? So I just like that he's putting out the statement and he seems very optimistic. And it is just sad. But anyways, shout out to Joe Biden. Our fifth quick story. Congratulations to Jamal Roberts for winning American Idol. Do you guys still watch American Idol? Congratulations to Jamal Roberts for winning season 23 of American Idol. According to Ryan Seacrest, the singer won after a record-breaking 26 million votes to the show, more than double last year's final votes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't know that American Idol is still on TV. I do know that. I think it's on NBC, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But 26 million votes? I didn't know y'all are watching American Idol like that. I have seen clips of Jamal online. I do like his voice. I do like his music. He seems like a cool dude. But 26 million. Hey, maybe I wasn't in the know. I wanted to bring it to you guys. Have you been watching American Idol? Did you watch this season? That used to be my favorite show ever. Y'all know I'm a big music guy. Oh my! I remember when American Idol, I never missed an episode. You couldn't miss an episode because the next day it's all everybody was talking about. Crazy. Hey, happy to see that it's still on and looks like maybe it's coming back up. So maybe I'll watch season 24. Let me know if you guys watched it, what you think about Jamal in the comment section below. All right, so y'all know what time it is. I can't say that, because I use it at the beginning. All right, y'all know what segment it is. Comments of the day. Man, I'm funny. All right, before we get to comments, I have a very, very important question for y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Is it? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, it is if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/TrentOutLoud, to get a 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. I have so much fun reading this. If you ever wonder how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data. They do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars from marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura to my family, friends, and out louders. We got to change that because family, friends, and out louders, you guys are my family and friends. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your info off of sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like having your front door locked, but leaving your back door open. Use Aura. With Aura, you get alerts. If your personal info is found on the dark web, they have real-time fraud alerts for your credit card and banking. I love that part, actually, all jokes aside. A secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have US-based support system around the clock, which is honestly the best customer support you have ever seen in your life. They are amazing. Even with all of that, if anything does go wrong and anything is leaked and exposed, Aura also includes a $5 million identity theft insurance protection. You could try Aura free for 14 days with my link below. And also, I will put up the QR code. You can take out your phone, turn on your camera, point it at the screen. Boom! You are right there. Now, all jokes aside, because I do have fun every day reading this, I swear to it. Aura has called me, be like, yo, you're actually one of the most animated like sponsors that we have. Like, we love you. So thank you. Shout out to Aura. I always try to bring fun to everything, whether we're talking about Diddy or Trump or politics or whatever, or even the sponsors. Y'all know me. I got to have fun. That's just what we do here at the Trent Out Loud podcast. Anyways, all jokes aside, this is a great digital tool. Anybody who's online, which is everybody these days, you're always vulnerable to data breaches and your information getting taken. And Aura is a great company. Very happy that they're sponsors. With the 14-day trial, the best part is they will do the work for free for you for 14 days. Zero charge. You just got to sign up. And within that 14 days, they'll go through your devices and they'll make sure that nothing of your personal data has been breached or used or stolen. And if it has, they'll wipe everything off for you and you start with a clean slate. After that, it's up to you if you want to continue, and that's between you guys. I just wanted to negotiate and get you guys a free 14-day trial because it happened to me, and I want to make sure it doesn't happen to you. I'm very happy I stuck with them, and I'm on the internet 10 hours a day, so trust me, you want to be safe out there. All right, let's get to the comment section. Mona says, hey Trent, you are my morning daily news. I love it. San Antonio, Texas. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, Mona. I love when I get the daily comments. People are like, hey, I just love watching you daily. You're my daily news. This is what we love here at the Trent Out Loud podcast. This is the whole point, not to just check in once in a while. I want to be part of your routines where you're waking up, whether you're having lunch, whether you're exercising, whatever it is that you do in your day. I want to be there with you. That's why I do this in the type of format. So you feel like you're just sitting down and talking with one of your friends. We don't try to like overanalyze things and we're always trying to joke around. So you really feel like I'm just your homie that's in the car ride with you to work. And we're just talking a bunch of ish. This is what happened to Diddy. Yo, Don said this? Really? Nah. Yeah. What? And then Cassie's friend? What? Oh my gosh. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Girlfriend. Anyways, what is wrong with me today? Anyways, thank you, Mona. Susan said, I'm with you, Trent. Cassie should have asked for 100 million. All right. I said that yesterday. Cassie said her testimony, I think it was Friday or Thursday, I don't remember which one. And she said that, they said, oh, how did you come up with 30 million? She said, my lawyers just told me to come up with a number. I came up with 30 and we settled on 20 million. And then literally over the weekend, as I was doing prep to start the show, I was like, hold on a second. This man is a billionaire with a big B. He has $7 million to pay bloggers to like bot things and to make look like Diddy has support out here. And you're only giving Cassie $20 million for 11 years of what he put her through. She got 10 million from the hotel. Nah, man. She should find some way to open back up and get 100 milli. Anyways, thank you for agreeing with me, Susan. Next one is from Conley. Conley is from Chicago. Keep up the good work. And yes, do overtime on Fridays. I really love this comment. Conley was like, of course, Do overtime. We need a Friday night show, a special edition all the time. It doesn't matter. Work, bruh. I love you guys, man. All right, Connie, for sure. So anyways, sorry, Conley. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I Googled it. By the way, for those who missed it, I reminded you guys yesterday, we put out a special episode on Friday night. It was around 10 p.m. And it was episode 570. So because court is on Friday and we do our shows Friday morning, we didn't want you guys to wait all the way to Monday to find out what happened, especially if it is a key witness like Cassie. So we'll do that every Friday going forward for the rest of this trial, unless it's really not like an exciting day, then we won't do it. So don't worry, I am here to keep you up to date, all right? Have no fear. Next one is from my homie Pops. I love this one. He said, "What up, Trent and the Out Louders? I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. It's Monday morning here in Los Angeles. Shout out to Aura. You're awesome. Always working and on the job to protect me and my family. Let's go." Papa Sims from Los Angeles, California. The West Side. Free Wendy. The West Side is the best side. I want to let it in for you guys to let you know that is how you feel when you sign up with Aura. You honestly really feel like they're out here protecting you and their family. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't clicked, if you haven't tried, just try it. It's free for 14 days. Guaranteed you're going to be amazed. Please, once you do, put it in the comment section and let me know how happy you are. I'm going to put the QR code one more time. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. We try our best to read and see all the comments. We wish you could read all of them, but of course, we got a show to do. We got to entertain y'all, all right? Thank you for commenting. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Jasmine Brown shows off her baby bump. Jasmine Brown and Cam Newton recently revealed that they're expecting another child together. Jasmine's second and Cam Newton's ninth. Okay. If y'all haven't figured out what the social discussion is yet, I'm going to read you one comment. And it says, "Imagine being pregnant with baby number 2, and that man says he hasn't found the love of his life yet." Now, as you guys are very well aware of by now, social discussion is reserved for things that are on my mind, things that I'm thinking about, and I'm leaning on you guys to help me like cipher through, right? I'm going to change it to Trent is on the fence. I don't know how I feel about this. Cam Newton he's going to have 9 children, so he has 8 right now. Multiple baby mamas, girlfriends, and Jasmine being one of them. And he said on his podcast a couple of months ago, he has yet to find the love of his life. Okay. 1, he's very transparent, very open. 2, Jasmine has said she loves him. She is happy with him. She basically doesn't care what I or you think, which is totally fine. A friend of mine actually interviewed her. It was such a good interview. And I have respect for Jasmine. She's a good person. And I also know Cam Newton. He's a good dude. I was actually just with him in Atlanta at Charlemagne's podcast festival. Good dude. My question is, if you are in love with somebody and you are happy, you being Jasmine, she loves Cam Newton. She loves the relationship. She loves how she feels. She has said this extensively. And the other person doesn't have that same love. And he has said, I haven't found the love of my life. Should you still have kids with that person? Who are we to tell Jasmine no? It's not like he hates her. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they don't have a relationship. They have a relationship that she finds fruitful, that she is happy with, and has no care in the world what none of us think. Now, some of you might not believe her. Some of y'all might think it's for money. Some of y'all might think that she's just going to regret it later on. But from what we know now, she's happy. Do you think that this is healthy? Do you think that this is healthy to do? Would you guys do something like this? I don't know if I have that level of love in me, man. To be so in love with somebody, I mean, it's a little different for me because I'm a man. I can't have a kid. So it's pretty hard for me to say if I would have a child with somebody who doesn't love me the same way that I love them and has said that they haven't found the love of their life. So for men out there, for women, would you have a kid with a man like that says that? Men, would you be in a relationship? You cannot have a child on your own, okay? And obviously if a girl is having a child with you, it just wouldn't make sense. So men, would you be in a relationship, live with a girl that's like, I haven't found the love of my life, but for now, Bob will do. Would you have that relationship? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Would you date somebody who doesn't believe in birthdays, holidays, and or gifts? This is a little bit of a weird question because how many people don't believe in birthdays? I understand holidays, but birthdays and or gift giving. Anyways, for argument's sake, let's just say, no, that's my love language. I was raised in love. Sorry, won't work. All right, we'll talk about that, but okay. I just don't know if gift giving is love or... Anyways, let me get to it. Date somebody who doesn't believe, but you don't believe in birthdays, you don't believe in holidays, you don't believe in gift giving, okay? There is somebody for everybody. Find your equal. It's very simple. Love that answer. What's the fun in that? You mean to tell me every day is just another day? Okay. No, we must be aligned. I will never date somebody again that downplays celebratory or congratulatory moments. Find your alignment. Another person said no. Next question. Another person said, okay, no, I won't say that. Somebody said there are women that are going to say no because they only see men as an average ATM. Okay, I'm going to try to reserve till after. Another person said, absolutely not. I was raised to celebrate milestones, small or big. Another person said, cool with me. Another person said, all the men say yes and all the women say no. Another person here, oh, this is insightful. I tried and then I returned that N-word and got a refund. Another person said, nope, nope, next caller, nope, next question. Look at the world. Okay, no, not that. Nope, what a sad way to live a life. Somebody put, hey, this is a red flag. They put all the red flag emojis. Did you all wake up and say, let me ask that? All right, let me just get to this. Somebody said that's a boring ASS relationship. Just broke up with a man for not making plans for my birthday. All right, here is what I want to say. Look, I was trying to find something. No, it sounds like, okay, no. All right, this is more what I want to say. I feel like birthdays, holidays, and gift giving is important. It is important. I am a big baby when it comes to my birthday. I want all the time for my family to get together. That is my birthday gift. When anybody they didn't even ask because they know, but since I've been a kid, I just want my family to have dinner with me on my birthday. That's it. And it's my mom, my dad, and my sister, and me, the four of us, when we grew up. And it's a little bit funny, but at our kitchen table, I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm going to make this a full circle moment. I make this make sense. Just give me a second. So we used to sit down at our table. It would be my dad here, my mom here, my sister here, and me here. And that is, for me, the greatest memories of my childhood. It's just the thing I love the most. My mom was a nurse, and she used to work 3 till midnight. So we didn't have dinner with her most nights. And she would get one night off during the week, I think it was, and then every other weekend or whatever. So there'd be one night a week that I got to eat dinner with my mom. And I think that's for me why those times are so special, because I couldn't eat with her very much. And give more details as a kid, and that's why I stay up so late now, because my mom used to come home at 11 or 11:30 at night, and I would run down and try to watch like TV with her at like midnight or 1 o'clock. She's like trying to have school in the morning, get to bed, and I would just fall asleep with her downstairs. So my point of saying that is, I feel like we put too much emphasis on gifts, and I feel like what this question is about, because it's not believing in a birthday, because everybody knows the day that you're born, but I feel like there's too much weight around birthdays. And just because somebody doesn't go out and buy you expensive gifts or do balloons or do whatever, but it's really just about the love that they show you on that day and acknowledging that day. I know I'm making a little bit more of the question, but I really know that that's what it means. And for me personally, it wouldn't bother me to date somebody that didn't recognize holidays and birthdays and gift giving, but as long as on those times they showed love, but not through gift giving, but just showed love. Like how I just want my family to be with me and have dinner, and we sit down in the same order as when we were kids. I don't want you to buy me any gifts, because I feel like anybody could just go and buy anything. Well, you went and bought me a t-shirt, or you went and bought me whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, what is that? It's going to break. I'm going to lose it one day. It means nothing. But having those memories of me sitting down with my family as a kid will be priceless. And one day I won't be able to do that. And I feel like that is the best birthday present. And I feel like more people should try to find things like that are priceless to celebrate these holidays and these times with. So I wouldn't mind being with somebody who didn't celebrate it at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. There's actually no sports news. I got so accustomed to just reporting on NBA basketball. I just went and looked, and I was like, hold on a second. There are no games tonight. So I'm just going to ask the same question I asked yesterday. Who are you guys going for in the Eastern Conference Finals? New York and Indiana. I've seen a couple of you guys saying, go Knicks. The BK Chef, I saw that comment, go Knicks. I feel like more people than not want the Knicks to go in, just for the history of it all, right? There's such a legacy team and name. It would be so nice to see them in the finals. But Indiana has a really strong team. They knocked off Cleveland. They had the best record in the East. Let's not get it twisted. I just don't know if New York has that in them to beat Indiana. So I'm New York, but I think Indiana's probably going to pull it off. West, OKC. But I'm going for Minnesota. I think OKC. So I'm going for the Knicks and I'm going for Minnesota, but I think OKC and Indiana are going to win. That's going to be such a boring finals. Ugh. It would be such a better finals. Minnesota and Knicks, that would bring ratings back up. Nobody wants to see OKC and Pacers. Give me a break. That is horrible. New York and Minnesota. That's my predictions. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is a wrap on today's show. Thank you so much for kicking with me. I thought we had a fun show. I'm still in shock over Diddy and in shock over the day and the testimonies. Like, crazy work. And we still got 5 more weeks. And then the defense is going to come on. Anyways, thank you guys once again for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. And of course, thank you to Aura for sponsoring the comment section and taking care of the Out Louders. If you guys have not signed up, the link is in below in this description right here. I'll put up the QR code once again. It is free. It's free. It's free to sign up. It's nothing. Just take my word for it. Sign up. Just see what it does. It is amazing. It's mind-blowing. You're going to come back and be like, Trent, thank you. All right. So before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For those of you who are used to watching on YouTube, my YouTubers, If you're ever going on a flight or going in the car or somewhere that you don't have internet and you're wondering how you're going to watch the show, have no fear. We're available on all podcast platforms. Just go to any podcast site and type in Trent Out Loud. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you could be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. I missed the part there. Yeah, go to a podcast platform and you could download it. That's very important. Don't go there just listening. Go there and download it if you're going on a flight or going somewhere where you don't have internet, all right? YouTubers. Now, vice versa, podcast listeners. I got to find a name for podcast listeners. I can't think of one. Anyways, my podcast listeners, but they're still out louders. Let's not do two different names. Out loud podders, the pod louders. Thank you so much for your support and your downloads. Love y'all. But trust me, come on over and hang out with us here on YouTube with the original Out Louders. It's such a vibe over here. The comment section is lit. It is really fun. All right. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. A couple of things you're going to need to do. Hit that subscribe button because that gives you official entrance into the Out Loud family. Then make sure you hit that like button because it gets the algorithming, and we need the algorithm to be algorithming, all right? And more importantly, all jokes aside, please try to comment, even if you're just saying, hey, what's up, Trent? Let me know where you're watching from. I like that we are a global community, so just let me know where you're watching from. If you don't want to join in on the conversation, you do not have to. Somebody said that a couple of days ago, like, do I have to comment? Do I have to say something? No, you don't have to join in, but it is better if you do because I'm alone here. And if you guys don't answer me, I'm literally asking questions to myself and that's not cool. So I need y'all, all right? It is your podcast too. If you're really enjoying the show, please try to share the episode with your family, friends, and loved ones because that really helps in growing the channel, all right? For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all podcast platforms. I'm available on all social media platforms. It's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. I post a lot of your comments in my stories during the weekend, all right? So catch me on IG. Talking about IG, we have recently started a blog page on Instagram called Formerly Out Loud, FORMALLY Out Loud. And there we will put the kind of like the extended videos that we can't fully play here because it's maybe too long or they're swearing or for copyright reasons. We'll put the full videos over at Formerly Out Loud on Instagram. So follow us there to get some additional tea from the Trent Out Loud crew. All right. That's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow and have a great day. Hump Day Wednesday is fast approaching. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud.